Hello and welcome back to the channel. Very few add-ons have ever got me as excited as this add I'm going to show you today. And that is this dude right here. Flight Simulator First Officer. Let's dive in. So this program's been out for a while, and it's never really been on my radar. I think not many people know about it. I think that's the biggest issue. There is this one, and there are other competition ones comparing it. Now, I've not used any of the other ones. I've only used this one, and based on the videos you're going to see today, you might really want to look into this. Essentially what it is it adding a virtual first officer to your flights, and you can have it do so many different things. So you're going to see this is from the live stream I did this week, and you're going to see it in action here for the very first.
Good afternoon, Captain.
Good afternoon. Jetway. I think we're kind of too far away for it to connect the jetway, at least my guess. Oh, holy crap. It's doing things. That's cool. "30 seconds for self-check, or self-test. Hold Control-Alt to skip." Okay. That's pretty cool. It's adjusting the brightness. Oh, look at that. It's adjusting the brightness too. You can edit and tweak the checklist so that it behaves the way you want. Oh man. Art, can you share checklist profiles? Catering truck requested. Whoa, it brings catering truck? I thought it would do like I thought that would require like a GSX. That's cool. Okay. Whoa. It's entering my flight plan in. I don't even have to fly anymore. First officer's gonna do everything for me. Talk about taking autopilot to a whole new level. But like lineup flow. Is that when I'm supposed to use lineup flow?
Approaching runway.
Whoa.
30.
P2. Landing lights are on. Nose lights are on.
Lineup checklist. Take off runway. 30. 30. Confirmed.
Oh,
TCAS.
someone's gonna drop it in his
Sit.
Discord.
Pax. Sit. Cabin crew. Cabin crew prepared for takeoff. Notified. Lineup checklist completed.
Lineup checklist completed. Acceleration flow. I guess that it must do it automatically. I wasted money on RAS. All right, let's go fly. Holy crap! This is an experience, man. I can't wait. Like once I get this all dialed in. Oh, our stream's gonna be amazing. The
Here now.
approach mode check, or approach checklist. That was my bad. I didn't.
Checklist.
Oh crap.
Approach briefing. We're expecting the ILS approach for runway 22 left. The minimum altitude is 211. We'll use manual braking. We can expect to park at gate Bravo 65. In case of go around, we'll climb per ATC instructions on the runway heading. Any questions?
No. Arrow reference. 303.
Checked.
Passenger signs.
On.
Minimums.
Check.
211. Auto brakes.
Set.
Engine mode.
Set.
Approach checklist completed.
That's so freaking cool.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard.
Manual braking. Spoilers.
FPS sucks right now. Reversers.
Decel. $70 knots.
After landing flow. Master copy, welcome in. The smart button on the bottom corner is the flow type. You can have flows based on light, smart, manual. Oh, okay, cool. This is a really cool. Did it bring the flaps up automatically? Yep. Flaps are up, landing lights are off.
On behalf of our captain and crew, we would like to thank you for flying with us. We hope you enjoyed your flight today and hope to see you again soon.
After landing checklist.
After landing checklist. Radar PWS.
Off.
After landing checklist completed.
That's cool. Alright, then we got parking. Cool. That is truly amazing. And again, that's my very first reaction with this software. That is simply starting up the software, getting the basic things set in, and then getting it set up for a first flight. I've since had many flights under my belt with it. Now I have bought both versions, or sorry, I've bought two versions of this add-on, and that is for the Phoenix and for the iFly, which you're going to see today. I've also customized my profile for the planes the way I like it, which is, you saw in the first one, the autopilot, or sorry, the first officer will do everything for you if you like. So it will flip all the switches, it will set up your computers, it will do everything for you. All you have to really do is control the plane, you know, taxiing out, takeoff, and landing. Outside of that, it will do everything else for you. Now, that is really cool, but I prefer to handle the plane myself for the most part. I like to do as many things on my own. Well, in my case, the first officer is super beneficial because, one, it gives you the checklist thing. So there are certain things within the checklist that I seem to forget from time to time. That's a very cool feature. Another thing is that it allows it to automatically do certain things for you. For example, once you hit 10,000 feet here in the US, landing lights off. That's a feature I like to have enabled to have the first officer handle for me. So it's not taking away from my full flight sim experience, it's actually adding to the flight sim experience for sure. And now this program, I'm going to show you just really quickly how to get it set up. And we're going to do it here as I am doing a flight from Dallas Fort Worth to Houston George Bush. And I'm going to use the iFly 737 since the first part of this video you saw the Phoenix in action. Here's the iFly in action. So to get things going, it's really simple. Now there are some tips and tricks you have to get going first. There's a video up on their channel I do recommend looking at. There's some documentation as well. So this isn't a tutorial video by any means, but this is just kind of how to get things going. And to start off with, we click on this little power button, okay? That's going to bring up the second menu, and this brings up your sim brief profile if you have that set up, and that's what you do in the options settings here. Again, not a tutorial. You choose your aircraft though, so I am going to be flying the iFly 737. I'm going to do the iFly 737 profile, and in here it pulled up the airport information. You can put in your altitude information if you need to, but everything else is pretty much set up, so I can hit start flight. At this point, the program is now going to go through its flows. So if we hop into the cockpit of the plane here, so here we are in the iFly 737, this program is going to do things for us, okay? And that's where the beneficial thing comes in. Now, again, I have certain things enabled and not enabled. So you can see up there in the corner, there is the program, and it is voice activated. You can also click on any of the buttons on there if you like to as well. So I can click on the pre-flight flow, and it will start doing its thing. But again, it's also voice recognition. So I can click on this little dude up here, the red icon. And now this is going to go into command listening. And so I can say pre-flight flow.
Starting pre-flight flow.
And you can see here, so everything at the top is what it's going to do. Everything on the bottom is things I need to do. So I need to turn on the battery switch. I need to turn on the ground
Good
power.
afternoon,
I need to do all
Captain.
this jazz here, right? You can hear him in the background talking. So I can go ahead and do those things now. Pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Test it.
Navigation, transfer, and display switches.
Normal auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Flight instruments.
Set.
Parking brake.
Is on.
Fuel control switches.
Cut off.
Departure briefing. It will be a left seat takeoff from Kilo Delta Foxtrot Whiskey 2 Kilo India Alpha Hotel. Taxi route is per ATC instructions. We'll be departing on runway 17 right. Climbing via the departure procedures to an initial altitude of 27,000 feet. Standard reject and emergency procedures apply. Any questions?
No. Pre-flight checklist completed.
Okay. So we see there, we have the pre-flight completed. The next would be the before start flow. So this is before you start the engines. So if I'm going to click on it instead of talking this time.
Initiating before start flow.
So here's all the things I need to do. So external power, disconnected, fuel pumps, hydraulic pumps, etc. Those are all things that I like to do in my flow.
Dear passengers,
So
this is to inform
if
you that
I
aircraft doors
go
have
up
been
here to the
closed.
top, I
In
go ahead and
order
turn
to
the
proceed
PU
on
on,
board, all passengers
GPU's
must
off,
proceed with your
yaw
seatbelts
dampers gonna come
fastened.
on board.
All luggage must be stored in the
Okay,
overhead bin
we have
or
that all
under the
set up
seat in
there.
front of you.
And then we're
cabin
going to get the
crew
fuel
will be
pumps
asking
going
you
as
to
well.
make their final
And then
safety
before
checks
start
before
checklist
pushback.
is the next
Thank
one.
you and welcome
So let's go ahead and
aboard.
click on that.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Fuel 1046 pounds.
Checked.
Passenger signs.
On.
MCP.
Set.
Takeoff speeds. V1 153. VR 158. V2 165.
Checked.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
Free and zero.
Anti-collision lights.
On.
Before start checklist completed.
And there we go. So we have that all on there, and that was an automatic check flow. Now you can change it so that it automatically doesn't do it if you like to, or you can do it where you talk to it, which is really, really cool. And now we have the engine start checklist. So let's go ahead and do the engine start. Engine start.
Starting engines.
So with the engine start, I have it set so that it's automatically turning off the fans for engine start. So I can go into APU bleed, start, and go ahead and start up engine number 2. And you see it's giving me a countdown. These are things I need to do. And listen carefully because it's going to talk to us as well.
Engine 2 started.
So it knows that engine 2 has started. Very cool. So we're going to wait for the click to go over.
Engine 2 cut out.
And the engine cut off, so it went to the off switch. So this is really cool because it has its own built-in pushback tool if you didn't want to use another tool. So like, for example, I like to use the pushback toolbar, which is on flightsim.to, because I can pre-plan a flight pushback, which is really cool. But this has very similar features to what GSX has, which has this pushback feature, right? And then you can use the little arrows to steer in the direction you want to go, right?
Nose right.
Those are supposed to be on continuous.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Flight control test.
Okay, so now you do the actual flight control test. So,
Full left. Full right. Neutral. Neutral. Full forward. Neutral. Full back.
Checked.
Brake test.
hopefully this video gave you some ideas of what this amazing program is. Again, very few programs have ever captured my attention and interest as much as this one has. So I do highly recommend it if you're interested in adding the immersion to a whole new level.